A security scare at Philadelphia International. 2 men in custody tonight after something strange is found inside their luggage. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tim Lake.
And I'm Tracy Davidson. Our top story tonight, 2 soldiers coming home from Operation Iraqi Freedom are in big trouble tonight after setting off a security scare at Philadelphia International Airport. This story is still developing at this hour. NBC10's Mike Strug is live at Philly International with the late-breaking details. What do we know, Mike?
Well, Tracy, there were actually 5 GIs traveling together. They had left Iraq, flown to Spain, from Spain to Dover, then here to Philadelphia, and they were awaiting a flight back home to Kansas when, for the first time, they had to go through civilian security. That's when the trouble started. Under other circumstances, that young man and his buddy would be getting a hero's welcome. They've just returned from Iraq. Instead, they're being turned over to the Army at Fort Dix because of what they were carrying as they went through security on their way to a flight to Kansas.
One item looked exactly like a gun. Another item looked exactly like a small grenade.
That's the way they looked on the scanner. And when they brought this dog in, he hit on the bags. Something set him off. Meanwhile, sources at the USO here at the airport say that the young men, there were 5 in all, didn't seem like troublemakers. They had waited here since early morning for a flight to Fort Riley, Kansas. As it turns out, they weren't troublemakers, at least not intentionally.
It was determined after the bag was searched that the item that looked exactly like a gun, looked like a Beretta, a .45 caliber type weapon, turned out to be a lighter. And the item that was a grenade, that looked like a grenade, also turned out to be a lighter.
In addition, there were several souvenir knives they apparently got in Iraq and 3 rounds of ammunition. And while it may not have been as dangerous as it first appeared, security swung into high alert. The security area, Terminal C, was closed. Police, fire, FBI, and the bomb squad were called in. The flight to Kansas, which had already taken off, returned to Philadelphia.
This ended exactly how we would like it to end. You know, everybody did their part, everything worked, everybody worked together, and everybody is safe.
Now, those 2 soldiers just back from Iraq will not face any civilian charges, not from the federal government, not state, not local authorities. However, they have been turned over to the Army for possible military discipline. Live at International Airport, I'm Mike Strug, NBC 10 News.
Thanks for the update, Mike. SEPTA service is being disrupted right now because of a smoky fire. Chopper 10 over the Northern Liberty section of Philadelphia. Firefighters are on the roof of a building on North Front Street, and right now, shuttle bus service is in operation between the Burke Street and Spring Garden Street stops of the Market Frankfurt-L.
Now a story you'll see only on NBC10. Police are looking into a rash of crimes on and near the campus of the University of Pennsylvania. Now the crimes cover the Penn campus, with most of the incidents happening along the west of 40th Street. NBC10's Karen Hepp is live now at Penn with all the details. Karen?
Well, that's where I am right now, Tim. Basically, the campus is this way, but a lot of the students and the kids end up living over this way. Now, Penn has always taken security very seriously. They've got these emergency phones all over campus. They probably have about 215 of them scattered all over. But what's happening this year is different. They have nearly double the amount of crimes this year as opposed to what they had last year. So that is a big spike, and they're taking it seriously.
Crime is up like they haven't seen in years at the University of Pennsylvania. In less than a month, 2 women have been indecently assaulted and 15 students have been robbed, 5 with a weapon. Maureen Rush is the vice president of security, and she says the numbers are alarming.
In the mid-90s, we were seeing a lot of weapons, robberies with weapons. That sort of faded out. I mean, and so this concentrated, 5 robberies with weapons, it's very concerning. Clearly, it's concerning.
She's not waiting for any trend. They're leaping into action. More uniforms on the street, more undercover investigators, more safety ambassadors during the critical overnight hours, more cameras covering more city blocks, and an all-out request for folks to start using buses and escorts at night.
For this period in time, even though you may not usually use the transit systems, whether it's walking or riding, if you're by yourself, use it now.
Jessica Toff and Kim Tessing say they definitely will.
We don't go anywhere at night by ourselves. We always carry a cell phone with us.
You never know what's going to happen. We've had some students held up over the summer. I know 2 personally that have gotten held up twice.
I think it's very dangerous.
Many of those robbed have been men, and there definitely are a lot of nerves on edge. Upperclassmen say they're trying to keep this spike in perspective.
I don't think that it's something that should scare people from walking west of 40th Street. I don't really think it's a problem if you keep your wits about you and you're walking with friends, not walking alone late at night. I don't feel it's a problem, and I still go up into West Philadelphia a lot and don't really feel that threatened at all.
Now, Penn, of course, has its own police department. They're working very closely right now with the Philadelphia Police Department and the other city agencies that do law enforcement. They say the good news is they have about half of the people in custody or warrants out for them they think that are responsible for many of these robberies, and they are confident that they can bring in the other half. They say this is not just a problem here in West Philadelphia, Southwest Philadelphia. This is a trend that's all over the city, and they hope to rein this in and bring it under control. That's the very latest right now from University City. I'm Karen Happ, NBC10 News.
A teenage boy is in critical condition tonight after being stabbed in a fight outside of Germantown High School. NBC10 on the scene today, where police took 5 suspects into custody. They also found a knife they believe was used in the stabbing. No word if any of them are students at the high school. Police say the 16-year-old victim was a former student. No charges have been filed. And another Philadelphia student in serious condition at this hour tonight after he fell down an elevator shaft at school. NBC10 in Port Richmond at Mass Bomb Votech. Investigators say students were clowning around when 14-year-old Stephen Akakabota was pushed against the elevator doors. Those doors suddenly opened and Akakabota fell 4 stories to the bottom. He is in serious condition tonight with a broken jaw and a broken leg.
A Bucks County couple is spending the night behind bars because police say they were growing pot right in their own home and then selling it. The couple lives on Swamp Road in Furlong, Bucks County. NBC10's Vince Dementri is live at police headquarters in Buckingham Township with the latest. Vince, fill us in.
Well, I can tell you this. Buckingham Township is much like any other rural town in Pennsylvania. It's got about 20,000 people, only about 20 members on the local police department, and there are a lot of farms. And the main suspect in this case worked on his family's farm, and that's apparently where he learned all he needed to know to allegedly start his own marijuana farm.
Looky here, pot and lots of it. That's what cops from Buckingham Township and Bucks County and narc agents from the state's AG's office found in this filthy basement at 2448 Swamp Road. And neighbors couldn't believe their eyes.
I had never seen anything of that magnitude before, and I just couldn't believe my eyes.
And neither could this veteran undercover narcotics agent whose ID we're shielding for obvious reasons. He says they found dozens of plants and the remnants of old crops. Estimated street value about $150,000. And this agent says this wasn't your ordinary pot.
They were experimenting with some different crossbreeds and so forth to produce a higher THC level in the buds, which is a narcotic ingredient in marijuana, which is what they're looking for.
This was like a super joint.
Could be considered a super joint, yes.
Under arrest and charged with a laundry list of drug offenses are 41-year-old Bennett Slack and the woman he lived with, 40-year-old Juliana Holbert. Police say a criminal informant tipped them off to the one-man operation.
This is all that's left after the police raid the soil to grow the pot, and a couple of marijuana leaves left strewn about the driveway. Now, very few people claim that they know the couple in question. However, one handyman who does work for the building's owner told me he befriended them. And quite often he said the topic of conversation with them was this: their drug addiction, which has been taking place apparently for years, and how many times they've been in and out of rehab centers. Ever seen anything like this?
I have only one other time in my career a grow operation that sophisticated.
Now, tonight, police also tell me that Bennett Slack has a lengthy drug arrest record. They also confirm that both he and his girlfriend are currently on a drug methadone program. Both tonight are being held on $25,000 bail. One last note before we go tonight. Bennett Slack, because of his lengthy drug arrest record, if convicted on the maximum sentence, he could face 15 years in prison. Live in Buckingham Township, Bucks County, I'm Vince Dementri, NBC10 News.
Okay, Vince, thanks. There will be no school tomorrow for students in the Westchester School District. Late tonight, teachers went on strike there. This, even though talks are still going on right now, but with no agreement on issues like health insurance copay, there will be no school tomorrow for 11,000 students in the Westchester District. Meantime, no classes again tomorrow for students in the Hatboro-Horsham School District. Contract talks are set for tomorrow afternoon. The school district says the union came back with new wage demands. The school district has set up a day camp for students in kindergarten through 5th grade. The sessions are being manned by teachers' aides and other school workers. Now, you can call the hotline 215-734-1050 to get the latest on the Hatboro-Horsham strike. Tim?
Well, tonight a lot of cleanup work remains to be done after yesterday's tornadoes and wicked weather. Today, work crews in Narberth were busy grinding up the tree branches. Narberth was hit by one of several area tornadoes. Now, it left a lot of damage, but no serious injuries. Utility crews were also hard at work restringing the electric lines. Late today, PECO said it has restored service to all customers in the borough of Narberth. And this is tornado damage near Trenton in South Jersey. It's so serious that a state of emergency remains in effect there tonight. Yesterday, a twister ripped through Ewing Township. Homeowners and businesses were both hit hard. Utility crews tonight are working to repair the damaged power lines. And tonight, PECO says everyone in the Pennsylvania suburbs has their electricity back on. In South Jersey, PSE&G says about 700 customers still don't have any power. And Connective says a few scattered outages remain in northern Delaware. It hopes to have all the power back on by midnight.
Well, just when you thought it was safe to eat your dinner in peace and quiet, telemarketers win a big court decision. A judge puts the National Do Not Call list on hold. What it means to you if you signed up to block telemarketers.
I'm Luann Kahn. We face off with the parking authority when they tow a car and won't give it back. I have a live report coming up.
I'm Glenn Schwartz. A beautiful day today, but there are showers and thunderstorms moving through the Ohio Valley. I'll tell you what effect they'll have on our weather and have a look at the next big event coming up in just a few minutes.
And our bicycle hammer still ahead. It is do or die time for the Phillies tonight against the Marlins. We'll have highlights plus John Clark. We'll have a live report from Florida coming up later in sports.
Homes destroyed, cars crushed, and snarled traffic. Mother Nature strikes the tri-state area again.
The winds come up so quick, so fast.
And the Earthwatch team has you covered.
It tore up the sidewalk.
When the weather takes a turn, you can turn to NBC10.
It's the best-selling luxury car over the last 10 years. It's the most powerful in its class. Cadillac DeVille, the best of the best. Breakthrough.
Take advantage of up to $6,000 factory-to-dealer cash on a 2003 Cadillac DeVille at your Cadillac dealer.
It's Macy's Fall Sale, our biggest fashion sale of the season, plus new ideas for the home. Luxurious Charter Club cashmere sweaters, $69.99. Dazzling jewelry at 30 to 50% savings. Men's suits, sport coats, pants, buy one, get one free. Lillian Anderson Comforter Set, any size, $29.98. Save on the best of the season at Macy's Fall Sale.
Brilliant, artistic, and most of all, shocking. In the wild and outrageous world of high fashion, one amazing woman led designers to new heights. See how she did it. NBC10 presents Schiaparelli, The Art of Fashion, October 1st at 7.
This is you on a test drive of the BMW 3 Series. Right about now, you're starting to grin. Now, you're starting to really grin. Now you're really, really grinning. And now you're wondering how much all this grinning is going to cost. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. Because right now, you can lease a BMW 3 Series for just $319 a month. See your authorized BMW center and take a test drive today.
Dave.
Brian, are these your consultants?
They're providing an ongoing assessment.
We're on a standardized Dell Linux solution. PowerEdge servers, Intel Xeon processors.
What about assessment? Validation, deployment.
Dell services are proven and scalable end-to-end. They're customer-centric.
We're more contractually inseparable.
Manage your enterprise for less with the flexibility of Dell products and services. Call or go online today.
Any way you want it. That's the way you'll get your new Explorer. Your Quality Plus Ford dealers are bringing you some of the best-selling vehicles in America. Like Ford Explorer with up to $6,500 cash back or 0% financing for 6 years. Or lease for only $299 a month with zero down. The best-selling SUV on the planet. Explorer with up to $6,500 cash back or 0% financing for 6 years. Or lease for just $299 a month with zero down. These deals end September 30th. See your Quality Plus Ford dealers now.
When your car is towed in Philadelphia, it's tough enough. But two men called to tell us they were towed and tortured by the parking authority. And that's when the NBC10 investigators got involved. NBC10's Luann Kahn is live at the City Impound lot on Delaware Avenue with the story. Luann, fill us in.
Well, you know, there are hundreds of cars that have been towed here by the city, and there's probably a story to go along with every single one. But when we heard this story, we knew we had to come down here and take some action.
I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave.
We didn't receive a warm welcome when Ray Torres and Mike McGuire took us to this Philadelphia impound lot.
You'll have to physically remove us.
Torres and McGuire told us the city was holding their Chevy Blazer hostage, and they bought it at a city auction.
Unbelievable. You want me to call the police?
It began when these men paid $575 for the Blazer at a city auction. They also paid to have it towed to their Feltonville neighborhood. They were told not to drive it until their title arrived. So for 2 weeks, the car sat until one night a city tow truck hauled it away.
And what are you thinking? I'm thinking, you got to be kidding me. They just sold me the car. Now they're taking it back.
Torres and McGuire spent the next day trying to retrieve their car.
Again, we felt like criminals in something that we are doing everything properly.
They did make one big mistake. Torres signed a piece of paper at the auction telling him not to store the car on a public roadway. He admits he just didn't read it. The Blazer was towed because it had no tag, and it was still in the name of the former owner, who had numerous unpaid parking tickets. McGuire and Torres paid $111 in fines to get the Blazer back. The parking authority employees still refused to release the car.
I don't understand how you got this without a title.
Because we bought it from you. This is from you. We bought it at your auction.
This ain't gonna work.
For 20 days, Torres and McGuire fought the city, and every day $32.50 was tacked on to their bill for city storage. By the time they called us, their fees added up to $693, more than the car cost.
Someone's getting rich off this, and it ain't me.
Only the customer is permitted in the lobby.
Well, we are here at the customer's request. Supervisor Carl Siegler refused to help unless we stepped outside. But once again, the men were told they had no insurance, no title, too bad.
I will go to your supervisor. I will go to the head of the parking authority. I promise you.
We took it to City Hall and Councilman Rick Mariano.
I mean, we were cursed at, we were called liars. It was a typical bureaucratic mix-up.
And within 48 hours, the director of on-street parking met with us.
There were a number of mistakes that seemed to have been made in this process, and we wanted to make sure that we made the situation right.
He made it right by directing the Blazer to be towed back to Torres and McGrath's Feltonville home, off the street, erasing all storage and towing fees.
I truly believe if you did not get involved, this would still be going on.
All right.
Not only is the parking authority investigating this case, we understand that every employee here is going to be going through sensitivity training to make sure that every customer is treated courteously. If you have a story for the NBC10 investigators, we have a new number for you to call. The number 610-949-7473. Live in Port Richmond, Luann Kahn, NBC10 News.
A beautiful and cool evening, but what's ahead?
Oh, it feels good. Let's find out what's ahead for the weekend here, Hurricane.
Yeah, well, we finally had a great day, and it's going to start pretty great tomorrow, too. We have clear skies across the area, great visibility. The high temperature today, 74 degrees, nice and comfortable, but it's already down to 62. The low this morning was 56, so we'll be back in the 50s. Some areas were in the 40s last night and could be in the 40s again tonight. You can see the leftovers of the front that caused the tornadoes moving out. There's the next weather system. You can see a line of showers and thunderstorms, but we don't have the Gulf of Mexico moisture coming in here. It's a quick-moving system, and it will not strengthen. As a matter of fact, we expect it to weaken a little bit as it comes in. Watch what happens here on our future weather computer, high-resolution, close-up computer model. There's the front coming in tomorrow. You can see the southerly winds on one side and a little bit of a west wind on the other. Just a few little showers coming through, generally late in the day or especially tomorrow evening. Maybe a tenth of an inch or a little bit more in some spots. Not a big downpour. We don't expect the thunderstorms, but this front's going to stall, and we could still see some showers Friday afternoon. Then we have some more dramatic changes happening. We have a basic west to east jet stream right now. That is going to take a big dip. That's going to allow the Gulf of Mexico moisture to come up. This is for late Saturday and into Sunday, and we can get some very heavy rains, some more gusty thunderstorms. And then, as this moves to the east next week, It's going to be a chilly week, but at least it's going to be dry, finally. Clear and cool again tonight. 57 in Philadelphia, 49 in some of the cooler suburbs. Tomorrow morning, starting off real nice, 60 degrees. Pretty nice even by lunchtime, 75. Just some possible showers for the afternoon rush. A little bit better chance as we go into tomorrow evening. Friday, the clouds linger. Now, tomorrow, of course, we could get up to 80 degrees if we get in a little sunshine. Clouds linger, chance of showers on Friday afternoon. Better chance even for more significant rain late Saturday and into Sunday. Maybe even some thunderstorms again. And then cooling off on Monday. And watch this. Then it gets even cooler. We'll call it a cold blast. High temperatures struggling to get to 60 degrees in the middle and end of next week. And that means at night it could be down near 40, as we mentioned last night. That's a pretty significant cold spell, but it's also a dry spell. So if we can get through this weekend, we'll be in better shape with the rain problem next week.
Okay. All right, sounds good, Hurricane. Thank you.
Up next, if you signed up for the National Do Not Call list, find out why those telemarketer calls may still be coming to your home.
Your mirror is not telling you the whole truth. Those bulges and bumps you have on the outside are small concern compared to what may be hiding underneath. I'm medical reporter Sherry Banks. The danger of hidden fat. Measure your risk. Tomorrow night, only on NBC10 News at 11 p.m.
NBC10 News Earthwalk, sponsored by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank.
Well, my old bank had branches that were open 7 days a week. It had them in Jenkintown, in Abington, in Willow Grove, which is great if you live in Jenkintown, in Abington, in Willow Grove. I live in Glenside.
Come on. Yeah, I'm still in the car. 10 minutes, an hour, I've got no idea. This is ridiculous.
Can't wait to get your new Jetta? And with the offers going on now, why would you?
Some politicians, they hug people and they kiss babies. Mayor Street, his way of kissing and hugging is to put more policemen on the streets. The issue with the abandoned cars, they took them off the street. He opened up after-school programs for 24,000 more kids. Big hug. Those hugs that Mayor Street gives out, those kisses, those are the hugs and kisses that count.
He got a good heart, just a little slower than most.
Radio watched life from the sidelines.
See the young man over there?
Until one man gave him a chance.
He's going to be helping us out.
On October 24th, discover the passion to win.
Don't quit!
The power to change.
We're not teaching radio. Radio's teaching us.
And the courage to dream.
You're a better man than me.
Cuba Gooding Jr., Ed Harris. Radio, inspired by a true story. Rated PG. Opens October 24th.
Those annoying telemarketer calls aren't over yet. A judge now says the Federal Trade Commission doesn't have the authority to create a do not call list that you can sign up for.
I don't like that court decision.
You don't like it?
No, I only use a cell phone now, primarily for the purpose to not have telemarketers.
Consumer reaction to the ruling is not positive, but the judge ruled that Congress did not specifically authorize the FTC to operate a do not call registry. There will undoubtedly be an appeal, but as it stands right now, the National Do Not Call list will not go into effect as planned on October 1st. So how does the ruling affect the Pennsylvania Do Not Call list? Bottom line, it doesn't. The Attorney General's office says the state Do Not Call list is running business as usual. Now, 872,000 people in Pennsylvania are signed up for the national list. If you are, you can still sign up for the state list, and that number is 1-888-777-3406. And as you know, New Jersey and Delaware do not have a statewide list. Tim?
One of Philadelphia's most humane charities handed out top honors tonight. NBC10 at Penn's Landing for MANA's Outstanding Community Leadership Award dinner. This year's honorees are Lynn Honickman and her brother, Stephen Corman. Now, both are longtime supporters of the charity. Governor Rendell was on hand to do the honors tonight. MANA volunteers, by the way, prepare and deliver 50,000 meals a month to people with AIDS.
This is great work. Up next, John Clark live with the Phillies in Florida.
The locker room was probably the quietest I've seen it all year. Hear from your Phillies coming up in sports.
The highly acclaimed Freelander. The completely redesigned Discovery. The wide-open Freelander SE3. And the award-winning Range Rover. 4 new Land Rovers and 1 big planet. Land Rover, the most well-traveled vehicles on Earth. Come see the new Land Rovers at your local retailer.
It's time to hit the trail for the Savings Roundup at Raymore and Flanagan. Now through Monday, you can lasso Texas-size savings store-wide from the Northeast's largest furniture retailer. They'll rustle up your favorite brands and satisfy your hankering for furniture with delivery in 3 days or less. And I reckon you'll take a liking to no deposit, no interest, no payments for 1 year. Join the stampede to Raymore and Flanagan for the Savings Roundup. You'll not see 'em Monday.
As a state senator, this is Fred Madden's agenda. Madden wants an immediate tax freeze for senior citizens. Madden wants stronger protection of pension funds for retirees. Madden will fight to stop the dumping of toxic waste from the Delaware River. And Fred Madden will work to preserve the state's pharmaceutical assistance program, lowering drug costs for seniors and the disabled. That's why Fred Madden has been called the best person to succeed John Matheson. Fred Madden for the state senate, fighting for South Jersey.
In the most challenging case of his career,
Both of them already dead when that place went up.
Chief Matt Whitlock is more than the lead investigator.
He looked like him.
He's the prime suspect.
You got something you want to tell me?
They set me up.
What the hell is your problem? If you shut up, you little... Sorry, I can't hear you. You're breaking up. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Denzel Washington.
You think I'm done, huh? Police officer, look straight up there. But I'm not running.
Out of time. With PG-13 starts Friday, October 3rd.
NBC10 News Sports, sponsored by Lexus in their passionate pursuit of perfection.
The luxury utility vehicles from Lexus. They not only answer the call of the wild, but also answer the call of the civilized. See your New Jersey, Delaware, and Pennsylvania area Lexus dealer.
Here's Brian now with sports, and it looks like the days are about numbered for the Phillies.
Yeah, well, you know, they need help now, and they're not going to get it. We're all adults here, right?
Yeah.
I think it's over. 4 games to go and trailing by 3 games. The math is doing the Phillies in. Not to mention the Marlins, their bullpen, their bats. I mean, let's face it, it's over. They're done. All right, folks? You got to face it here. I know, Marlins jumped all over the field. Jeff Conine, he has been a Phillies killer. Hits a 2-run homer in the 6th. That made it 6-0 Marlins. But the Phils will fight back courageously in the 8th. Placido Polanco doubles down the line. 2 runs will come in to score. That made it 6-2. The next batter is Bobby Abreu, and little poke there up the middle. That's a single. 2 more runs come around to score. The Phils would add another run to cut the lead to 6-5. Still in the 8th, the Phils had 2 runners on base to chase Utley, but Utley strikes out to end the threat. And the Phils lose tonight again, 6-5. Let's go live now. Bring in John Clark, who's in Miami. John, it's basically all over for the Phils, right?
Well, they are 3 games back behind the Marlins now. They would be officially eliminated tomorrow if they lose. They would have no shot at getting the wild card. Mike Lieberthal, after the game, does it feel like it's over?
Well, if we would win every game from here on out, we probably still don't go in. Only because if the Marlins, they play the Mets, we'd have to count on them losing every game.
You know, it's unfortunate. I mean, we've come this far, you know, and done so well, and, you know, we just got to keep battling. I mean, it's tough.
You know, we battled back. That's all you can do. They battled. They played hard. They could have very easily thrown up the flag and said it's over, 6-0. And They played like that all year.
All of them have been so important the last 25 or 30 days, and ones like tonight are tough to swallow.
The Phillies have been Conine. Yes, Jeff Conine. It's been tough to swallow from him. He has been the Phillies' nemesis. Over the last 2 weeks, he has won 3 games for the Marlins. 3 games. That's how many games your Phillies trail the Fish in the wild card race. It looks like it's over. I'm John Clark, live at the Pro Players Stadium in Florida. Back to you, Vi.
All right, John, thank you very much. Big basketball news meanwhile here, John. Sixers star Allen Iverson officially signed his 4-year, $76.7 million contract extension today. Iverson will likely finish his career here in Philadelphia and says it was made possible by his former coach, Larry Brown.
He made me tough. You know, he supported, you know, things that I wanted, you know, for the team. He supported me. You know, we went through our ups and downs, but without Coach Brown, I might not be up here signing this contract.
You know, the one thing you got to have him get, he always has been saying good things about Larry Brown. Yeah.
Thanks,
All right, thanks, Mike.
Back with your wake-up forecast in a minute.
At Philip Morris USA, we understand that people want to know what actions we're taking on important tobacco issues. We'd like to show you some of what we're doing. We've voluntarily removed our ads from the back covers of all magazines and significantly reduced our magazine advertising. And we continue to be the major sponsor of the We Card program that trains clerks to check for ID to help prevent kids from buying cigarettes. To date, over 900,000 We Card training and resource kits have been distributed to retailers nationwide. And on our website, you can access the Parent Resource Center that offers practical information and advice from experts on how parents can talk to their kids about not smoking. You'll also find information on the serious health effects of smoking and links to sites that can help smokers quit. For more information, visit philipmorrisusa.com or call for a printed copy of excerpts from our website.
The Saturn Ion, specifically designed and engineered for whatever's next. Get a new 2003 Saturn Ion at 0% APR financing and $1,000 towards your down payment. For restrictions, see your retailer.
What is it about love that makes us so stupid?
Under the Tuscan sun is touching, funny, sexy, and smart.
Good things can happen. It's such a surprise.
Diane Lane.
Freedom.
Under the Tuscan sun. Rated PG-13. See it this Friday.
It's clearance time on an incredible selection of Toyota SUVs. Your Toyota dealers are extending the clearance deals on SUVs, like 2.9% APR on the Stylin' RAV4, great option package discounts, and low lease and finance rates on the smooth-riding Highlander, roomy Sequoia, and powerful 4Runner. Toyota time. The time is now. If you see news happening, call the NBC10 News Tip Line. Singular Wireless customers can dial *10 free from their wireless phone and get connected to NBC10. Tomorrow on 10, our latest 10 makeover has one big surprise at the end.
Hold everything. Hold everything. Here's something special we've never done.
Wait till you see what happened next. Don't miss it. Watch 10 tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow's going to start a lot like today started. Clear skies, temperature around 60, cooler in the suburbs. Nice start to the day, but maybe a shower by tomorrow evening.
Okay, we'll take it.
All right, Hurricane, The Tonight Show with Jay is coming up next. And don't forget, NBC10 News continues at 5 in the morning. I'm Tim Lake.
And I'm Tracy Davidson in for Renee Chanel-Fatah. For Vi and Glenn and all of us here at NBC10, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Real-time closed captioning of NBC10 News is brought to you by your Quality Plus Ford dealer. Ford, America's #1 choice for 16 years in a row. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer today.